Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I am Darla and this is The 30 Journey. So I am so happy for you to be here with me today. I am finally embarking on something that God has imparted in me to do and to give me the confidence to be able to even do it now. So this is extremely exciting for me. I definitely want to say thank you to all of those people who knew before getting to this point and who encouraged me to get to this point, who played a part in me getting to this point. And what this is for me is me taking a step to walk further into my purpose. So let's jump on in. So the 30 journey, the vision, the brand, the journey. So let's start off with the journey, and I kind of want to let's start off with the vision. So I want to backtrack just a little bit and tell you guys how it came to me, and this is all of God's doing, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that and why I feel as if this is from him. In 2015, I deleted all of my pictures on Instagram. I had Instagram since I was 27 or 28, so that was like 2013, 2014-ish. I am 32. So when I decided to do this, it was not because I was turning 30 the next year, and my birthday's in January, so it was right before the new year that I deleted everything. And it wasn't because I was turning 30. It was really because, for whatever reason, I just felt on Instagram I was not displaying who I really was. I knew, that this was something that I wanted to do. I wanted my Instagram to be a display of my life, and I wanted to match what was going on in my real life more than anything. Granted, that's not everybody's intent on being on Instagram and things like that, but this is why it was for me. This is what it was for me, and I wanted it to display that. So anyway, I deleted all of my pictures. I was like, you know what, I want less selfies, more moments. I'm all about a selfie though, so I don't even know why I lied to myself like that, because I knew I was gonna be selfieing it up. But either way though, it was important for me to really hone in on what it was that I wanted to display about myself, and I wanted it to be authentic. So I deleted all of my photos, and the next year, of course, I turned 30. And I was like, for whatever reason, I started using a hashtag that I saw. And I saw it somewhere, I think on Instagram, that said the 30 Journey. And I was like, I like that. I was like, that's cool. So I saw it on Google. I saw it somewhere. So anyway, and I think maybe it was pinned, I don't know. But either way, it was somewhere and I saw it. And I was like, I like that. And I was like, that's pretty cool. For whatever reason, it just stuck with me. So, and it really wasn't, it didn't have anything to do with my business, my brand. It didn't have anything to do with any of that. All it was is me being me and putting something different, a spin on what it was for me, because I knew this was a decade of life that was going to bring amazing things. Because I know when we turn 20, it's like, ooh, we're in our 20s now, and it's time to have fun and live life and keep doing whatever it is that we're doing. And 30 is kind of when you like, it's time to get it together. It's time to either find our husbands, our wives, our spouses, have some babies. If you haven't done any of this already, it's kind of like the time to let's kind of start being grown. So then I was like, okay, we're here, hashtagging it up. And that really didn't mean much of anything to me. But more than anything, it was just interesting. That's a part of my story. So for whatever reason, I started using the hashtag. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to make it mine. So I started using TTJRNY, which is just my little spin on the 30 journey, but my little abbreviation. So I started doing that, and it was nothing. Like, I keep saying that, but it really was nothing more than just something that I wanted to kind of stand out with. Like I wanted it to be mine for whatever reason. Like I had no intent for that to be anything affiliated with a brand or business. Like none of that crossed my mind. It literally was something for me that I just wanted to do something different and quirky. So then 31 turns around and I make 31, and I didn't realize it at the time, but even prior to, I was going through and dealing with anxiety and depression. I would have moments to where I would talk myself out of going places and doing things because I had anxiety. And also dealing with depression, it ended up allowing me or making me feel like I could not go out and live at times. Like it was really, really hard. Like I remember so many days of going to work and coming home and literally staying home the rest of the day, dealing with staying in on the weekends, not doing anything but being in my home, working on something, working on work, or just not living. I was basically existing, and I knew something was wrong. And it's so crazy how it happened because it just started snowballing, and I thought everything was fine. You know how people play around there, like cancel plans, all right, like ain't nobody mad about no cancel plans. But it was happening way too often, and I was the one that was canceling the plans. So it was like friends are doing this, and so many people thought I was just being bougie and not wanting to go places and things like that, when in reality I was dealing with so much and I didn't even know it. So I do have a video coming very soon on anxiety and depression and my story, and I will actually be giving a lot of tips on how I got through it and how I get through it, because I still deal with the anxiety. So last year when I turned 31, I got very sick, and this was the hardest time of my life, like literally one of the hardest times of my life. And when I tell y'all, people think I'm exaggerating when I say it, but I really thought I was dying. I really thought I was dying. My body was doing things it had never done. Things were going crazy inside of my body, inside of my mind. Like I thought I was gone. I thought I was out here. I thought that was a wrap. And when I tell you some supernatural things happened to me during that time, a lot of things that I wish I could explain, I cannot, but I will have a video coming on that as well. And also spirituality, because that was the only thing that got me through that time. I don't give credit to anything or anyone. As grateful as I am for my family and my friends that were there for me during that time, I don't give credit to anyone but God getting me through that situation. Because when I tell y'all, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. I can honestly say that, truthfully say the hardest. So yeah, it was bad. But like I said, I'll have a video coming very soon, because I remember while I was going through that, I was wishing that I could find someone who had gone through that, so that I could be like, you know what, how did you get through it and what was it? Because like I went to these doctor's appointments, and doctors were not, when I tell you the bedside manner at some of the places that I went to was horrible. And it really shook me up. Like I would leave doctor's appointments in tears, y'all, because I'm like, they can't figure out what's going on with me, and it's gonna be on an autopsy when they finally figure it out. Like I really struggled during that time. And like I said, this was last year, and the only thing that got me through was my faith in God. So during that time, I had a lot of time to think. I had to take off from work. I was out of work for about 2 months, and it was the worst, best situation of my life, because it changed so many things. I was going through anxiety and depression, and because I was against prescription drugs for my own reasons, you know, I don't want to take that away from anybody who may be struggling and on those things, but me personally, I had to take another route, because for one, my belief is very important, and then of course I'm all about holistic health. So not to say, like I said, I'll pop in a leave quick when I have cramps, so don't think for 1 second I'm not against OTC drugs. And I just had to do, like I said, what I had to do for me, and stick to my belief. And even during that time when I was going to these doctor's appointments, they threw out, because of course anxiety was on my chart, so they threw out, we can prescribe you something for that to see if that may be the root cause and things like that. And I even gave in because I was desperate. I was like, I don't know what's going on with me and nobody can figure it out. I have all these physical symptoms, but nobody can tell me what's going on inside of my body. And so I remember taking the medicine one time, and my heart just like, I felt like I had lost a fight or something. Even though I knew I felt horrible, I was like, I don't think this doesn't feel right. So anyway, I took it, and I was like, it made me feel even worse. So I was like, thank God, because I don't want that to be my day-to-day and how to get through this. But I was open to it because, like I said, I did not know what was going on with my body. So anyway, moving on from that, during that time, me turning to faith and spirituality and God, once again, was the only thing that got me through that. Only thing. And I thank once again God for the people that were in my life at that time to help strengthen me and be there for me. And just, oh my gosh, like I remember my aunt praying over me. I remember my family coming to pray over. It was really a hard time. So I got through that, and like I said, I still deal with symptoms today. And people don't believe that I do because, I show up, I do things that I have to do. I've been working. It's just not on the level that it was before. It is definitely much better, thank God, but I still struggle at times. And like I said, I would do a video kind of going in more on what that is. So anyway, moving on from that, me being in my spirituality and things like that more, and getting in tune with God and my relationship with God was strengthening. So therefore, I was strengthening, and therefore, this was strengthening. So within all of that, I started thinking more about purpose again. And I was just like, God, I don't know what you put me here to do. I have no idea. But I really want to know, because even though I'm happy in my job, I'm happy in my career, I know there's more for me. There's more for me. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's climbing the corporate ladder. And let me tell y'all something. More than anything, when it came to my job and my career, I was content working a 9-to-5 and actually just being comfortable doing that and working my way up and working for the man. And that was not something that was out of the ordinary for me. I was content with that being my life. Like, I was like, I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't want to own a business. I wasn't really focused on doing any of those things. Like, that was not even my whole MO growing up. It wasn't on the chart for me. So when the vision came, that's how I knew it was God. So anyway, moving on from that. So I'm in relationship with God. He's telling me, I'm in tune with him, and he's laying things on my heart, showing me things, and I'm able to just see a lot of different things. So within that, though, he still wouldn't show me what it was that I was put here to do. I'm just like, what? I don't know, but I know it's beyond this, but I don't know. So anyway, what had happened was, what God really started telling me was, I need you to just live. Just live. And I'm like, that's it? Just live. I literally heard those words, just live. And I'm like, bet. No, I was like, okay, because I know I've experienced so much in my life to where I'm just not able, or I wasn't able to just live. Like, I was dealing with anxiety, I was dealing with depression. And when I tell y'all, here's the funny thing, and I want to say this too, I think this is very important. Prior to me getting sick, I was still dealing with anxiety very bad. Like, it had gotten to the point where in some of the most random moments, my heart was doing this. Like, it was going ham out of nowhere. Like, when I say some of the most random moments, let me give y'all a key example. I would be getting ready to go on a date or something like that with somebody I know, or somebody I've been talking to for a while. and my heart would just go like this out of nowhere, like crazy. It would not go into panic attacks, but it was doing the most. And I was just like, God, he ain't even that cute. What is going on? I'm just kidding. But either way, though, it was something that I started paying attention to, because I noticed this was happening more and more. And then, you know, there were situations like traffic. I would be in traffic and I would get very anxious. I would get very, like, out of nowhere. And my body started getting high. My shoulders started getting heavy. Head started hurting. Like, it was bad. Like, it was really bad. And mind you, this was prior to me getting real sick, which is what allowed me to think that it had something to do with anxiety. And I do believe that. Like I said, I'm gonna get into a video that's gonna display a little bit more. But either way, though, so from there, y'all, when I tell you, when I went through the experience that I went through with my health, God cured me of that. Like, that literally does not happen to me hardly ever anymore. And when I tell you that was my day-to-day life, I would experience that at some point of every single day. And I was delivered from that. Delivered from that. And I'm playing, but I'm so serious. Like, I cannot even believe to this point, because I knew where I was. And I knew what I came from, or where I came from when dealing with that, and where I am now, to where I hardly ever deal with anything like that. I still deal with anxiety, and I'll kind of, like I said, when I go into that video, explain more. But God is so good. So anyway, so from there, like he said, just live. I need you to just live. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let's just fast forward. So I'm living my life, doing things that I want to do. I'm being happy. I'm doing different challenges as far as my health is concerned. I'm changing my diet. I'm exercising. Like, I'm living. Literally, I am living. I'm going places, doing things. Like, my life was just so happy and fulfilled after going through one of the worst times in my life. How amazing. So then I start living. And then I wasn't really so much thinking about purpose that much, but it still was in the back of my mind, because that was something that was important to me now, more important to me now. So still, I'm like, okay, God, I'm just gonna do what you ask. I'm gonna keep living. I'm gonna keep enjoying myself, enjoying my life. So then one day I am at work, just chilling. No, I was at lunch. I was at my desk, and I had already eaten my lunch, and I just went to my car like I usually do sometimes, and I was just playing on my phone or whatever. I was just going to car to text and just scroll Instagram, whatever, just for the time that I had left. And what had happened was, I had no intent to think about anything important. All I wanted to do was just chill. So I was on Instagram, and I saw this post that said, what if you never had to go back to that cubicle again? I was like, I never really thought about it. I never really thought about that, believe it or not. What if I never had to go back to this cubicle? And I work in an office, obviously, with cubicles. So it just kind of spoke to me a little bit. And I was like, I don't know what I would do if I never had to go back to this cubicle again. Like, if I started to envision myself packing up a box and leaving and not coming back. And then all of a sudden, things started happening. So I was in my car, and all of a sudden, I started to see myself leaving. Then I started to see myself starting a business. And then I started to see what was in said business. Can't give y'all all of that. But it was in a place, this is the most beautiful thing ever. It was in a place where in my childhood, my grandparents, because they raised me, my mother and father died when I was very young. So my grandparents raised me, and this didn't even register to me until recently, that they were entrepreneurs. They owned a consignment shop in New Orleans, and on a street where they kind of moved from place to place. And I saw my business on that street, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, God, if you could even do something like that. And I'm just like, seriously, if that could actually come into fruition, I would be like, that would mean so much to me. So not only did I see that, but here's the thing, y'all. So after that point, I started thinking more about, okay, God, well, I don't know what kind of business this would be, and what would I do, and how would I even get started, and like, what would I even, I don't know. Like I told y'all, entrepreneurship, owning a business, that was not anything I thought about for myself. So this was new. So I'm like, what would I do? How would I start it? So I wrote a list about a year or so ago, just naming all of the things that I loved to do when I was a child. Some of the most random, crazy stuff. And I wrote it on this list. So one of the quirky things that I used to do when I was a child was, and one of the things I wanted to do, I wanted to build a website. This was maybe when I was about 13. Yeah, I was in middle school, so maybe like about 12 or 13. And I wanted to build a website, and I remember having a word processor. And on the word processor, did I have a computer at that time? Maybe my aunt did. I don't know. My cousins did. So all I would do was play on Paint, and I know y'all know about Paint, and play around with colors and different things like that, and all kind of cool things like that. And I was like, I would love to build a website for girls that they could come to and just do fun, great things with. But this was something that I thought about when I was younger. Of course, it never happened, but I thought about that part on the list, and that coincided with the vision that God gave me. Then I thought about something else. I thought about how when I was younger, I used to love watching on MTV Making the Video. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I used to love watching that. I was always a fan of photography. I was always a fan of videography and choreography. Like, I loved to dance. I loved all of these different things. So either way, all of that stuff that I love to do, and not even so much that I wanted to do, but I had an appreciation for, I'm like, I can incorporate that into my business. And I'm like, okay, a YouTube channel. So it was really interesting to me that when I was thinking about the name, and I'm like, God, what would my YouTube channel name even be? And after hashtagging and doing that for so long and not even realizing what I was holding on to and why I was even doing it, he was like, the 30 Journey. And I was like, oh my gosh. And y'all, when that came to me, I was like, it came to me out of nowhere. You hear me? That's the thing. Like, this all came to me out of nowhere. Like, nowhere. And I'm just like, I cannot believe this. This is crazy. Like, this is nuts. But that's how I really knew that it was God. Like, it was not me. It was, I had put in the work. I had been obedient to what I was supposed to be doing for whatever reason, not knowing why. And for whatever reason, I couldn't let go stop hashtagging those videos. I couldn't stop hashtagging everything on my social media, the 30 Journey. Like, all of that was for a reason. So I'm just like, oh my God. And y'all, I had chills all over my body because I compared what God was showing me, and I thought about that list And those things started to come together. The things that I loved as a child never went away. Somehow they got suppressed. Somehow they got hidden under whatever it is that it got hidden under. But those things started to come out. And that's just a couple of things. I would love to share everything with y'all, but I can't. And I'm choosing for my own personal reasons. But there were so many things within that. And I'm just like, my creativity would be able to shine in my business because I just have an eye for certain things. I have an appreciation for certain things. And it's just like, I cannot wait to display those things in my business. And God gave me the vision to be able to do all of that for my business, for my brand. And that is how I was led into purpose. So my purpose, I believe more than anything, and God has given me the confirmation on this in so many different ways as well. And mind you, y'all, when this happened, I was just like, I cannot even tell y'all how many times I wanted to quit before even getting to this point. Like, I wanted to be like, you know what, I'm not doing no YouTube channel. I'm not putting myself out there. Lord, I just got braces. I could barely talk. I'm like, I'm about to sit. I'm not about to do that. He was like, first of all, that's a part of your journey. I need you to do this. And I'm like, people are already talking about inspiration. People are already online talking about how-tos and self-care and traveling. And I'm like, people are doing this already. And he was like, but they're not you. I'm paraphrasing. But basically, it was like, they're not you. And I need you to understand who you are and who you are created to be. And God lives within me. I'm well aware of that. But being a Christian, a part of that is submitting. And being comfortable with submitting, knowing that even though He has given you all the tools that you need to do everything that it is that you need to do, you need Him. He doesn't need you. You need Him. And in needing Him, that is who is guiding me through all of this. Because I ain't got all the answers, Sway. I don't. Wish I did, but I don't. So that's what I want people to see more than anything. When you see me, see God. Because that is who is giving me everything that I need. And He's already given me everything that I need. It's just me being able to tap into it. And by elevating, by staying obedient, by staying close to Him, that is how I will be able to sustain it. Because God has continuously put it on my heart. I didn't have a desire to be rich. I did not have a desire to be insanely rich. Like, the love, it's not money that is the root of all evil. It's the love of money that is the root of all evil. And that frightens me because I've seen what money does to people. Better yet, I've seen what the love of money does to people. And that is why it's so important for me to be obedient right where I am, because I already know that I will not be able to sustain what I have without God. So for Him to just lay this on me and lay this brand, this dream, this everything on me and say that, here, I'm giving this to you to do, is all the confidence I need in the world. And like I said, y'all, I tried to quit this before even getting started. And this YouTube and blogging and that whole realm and world is only about 1%, maybe 2%, of a bigger picture of what He has shown me and what I know is to come. It is so many things. I wish I could tell you guys everything, but I can't. Just know that it's amazing. It's great things. And I am mainly here to inspire, empower, enlighten, motivate, educate. Like, everything that I've been given, I want to give back. Another one of my favorite quotes, you'll find out I'm about to quote. I love a quote, I love a verse. But one of my favorite ones is, when you receive something freely and release it freely, it keeps flowing. And I want these positive vibes. I want people to understand that their God-given purpose, and I stress, God-given purpose is so important, because there are so many people that are waiting on you to do what God has called you to do. I'm waiting for you to do what God has called you to do, whatever that may be. And there's no formula, no special formula or recipe in how to figure that out. I literally went into this journey so organically, and I was like, God, I don't know what it is that you want to show me and that you want me to do, but I'm here to be obedient and do it. And I'm scared, because I know that there will be some things within this that probably will scare the heck out of me, but I want to go in it. I want to trust you, and I want to do it. So here I am, ready to embark on something great, and I want you guys to know that there are great things to come. I have wonderful videos, like I said, on spirituality, on anxiety and depression, mainly mental illnesses, how to treat them and cure them. And I mean, at the end of the day, better yet, holistically, how to treat them and cure them holistically. A lot of people are not giving answers on how to cure them, especially doctors. They're not even in the business to cure, they're in the business to treat. And we got to do better. I don't know. We can do better. We can do better. So I have videos on that coming soon. I also have videos, like I said, on spirituality, on relationships, honey. The season of singleness. Oh, when I say I have so many great videos coming, this was like just a really small part of going into purpose, because I could have gone so far into this in my brand and the journey and what's to come. And here's the thing about that too. I want to stress that my business and my brand is going to be written by God. Like, this story, by God. Where he tells me to go, or better yet, where he leads me, is where I know I should be going. And of course, there are decisions that I have to make for myself, and it's my job to discern between what is right and what is wrong. And even if it is wrong, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. At the end of the day, that is a part of the journey. So whether my channel, my brand, it goes and manifests 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years from now, that is a part of the journey. I don't want anything prematurely, because God is a God of timing and not time. And whether, my numbers grow, they don't grow, it's going to manifest. Like, I have not one doubt in my mind, even when I try to psych myself out and when I try to run away, no doubt in my mind that this will manifest into something absolutely amazing. Amazing. Not one doubt in my mind. Because not only am I putting myself out there, I'm putting myself out there for the sake of people, not for myself. Like, this is literally for something to live on long after I'm gone. And I say that not in the sense of the YouTube portion, but the fact that I am journaling and I'm making a note of all of the different things that I'm going through, that I'm struggling with, how I got through, all of these things. And whoever and whatever that may fall on, I'm just grateful that God has entrusted me to do it. So, yeah. And like I said, guys, journaling is so, so, so important. And I will do a video on that too, because I really want you guys to understand why that is so important. How many times, I don't know about anybody else, but I know me personally, I don't have a good memory. It sucks. So I love to be able to look back at certain journals and be like, wow, I can't believe I actually got through all of that. I can't believe I was able to even get through all of that. And to just see how far I've come from that point until now. And I remember writing this, like, this is my brand purpose and things like that. And yeah, the main thing on this list is, well, a few main things on this list is to focus, is to incorporate discipline, encourage people, pay it forward, and pave the way. And just looking at this allows me to see that it's not driven by self and what I am gaining from it, even though I entrust in God to definitely provide abundantly for my obedience. That is not what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on numbers. I'm not focused on stats. Of course, those things are very important in growing a brand, but at the same time, that's not my main focus. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the very first one. We will get much better. And I know that my lens is over here, but I'm new at this, so this will take time. And I just need y'all to rock with me for a minute until I get this, you know, get a rhythm going, you know, get more comfortable in front of the camera, even though I'm pretty comfortable in front of the camera. But, you know, just getting a little bit more comfortable and, you know, just making sure that I don't know which word I'm looking for, will shine through to you, because I'm going to always be me. Behind every successful woman is herself. Okay. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and turn that notification bell on, because your girl has a career and I do not have an upload schedule ready right now, unfortunately, but I hope I can get something out to you guys at least once, or okay, maybe I'm gonna commit to once every 2 weeks right now. But I also have a blog coming very, very, very soon that will be up probably within the next week. So I will have a bunch of resources there. I will always be on Instagram trying to make sure I am connecting with you guys. And once again, thanks to those who have given me some encouragement and honestly have been so sweet in DMing me and saying that I love what you're doing and all of these great things. So thank you. Keep that coming. I need that at times. I'm so appreciative of it. But on Instagram at TheThirtyJourney.co, I have, like I said, my website and blog coming very soon. And please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you very, very soon. And I want you guys to have a wonderful and blessed day.